Are you out catching some rays? Yeah, you are. That looks like a good spot for about 5 minutes, because it's 87 degrees out, Tilly. Okay, you got to get your vitamin D. I understand. A dog needs vitamin D. Well, 87, I tell you what. Well, welcome to the channel. I think what I'm going to do on this channel is, before each project, I will explain what's going on, why I'm doing it, because what ends up happening is I get bombarded with, why didn't you do it this way or that way? So it's easier if I can walk around and give you my reasoning for certain decisions. And today is one of those type of decisions. Now, since I bought the new tractor, a lot of people are like, why are you going to leave that outside? You're not going to put it under the carport? Well, let me just say this. When I bought it, it wasn't in a showroom. It was, well, outside. That's where tractors are when you buy them. It doesn't hurt them to be outside, but do I want this outside? Not really. Let's explain some things so that people that maybe have never had a tractor don't understand. This thing is over 7 feet tall. It will not fit under the carport. Even if there was room, this will not go under the carport without me having to drop that every single time. That I'm not going to do, because now it has a canopy. It's pretty heavy. That would be a pain. So carport is out. What are the other options? Well, I considered getting another carport, possibly 12 foot high, 10 foot high, not that wide. You can get them custom made to any size you want. That one is a 20 by 20. Obviously, I wouldn't need one that big, but it would be nice. Here's the issue. You see where I have this one placed, tucked away on the side of the house. The wind comes from this direction most of the time. And after that last storm, I was witnessing that thing. It wasn't moving, but I could see it being stressed. And if it was anywhere out here, it would be probably annihilated. I thought of maybe putting it back here in this corner, getting a carport, doing that. I don't mind spending the money to get it, but I think the wind would just destroy it. One storm or another that we get here, the wind would end up taking it out. So, not a good option. Maybe that wouldn't happen, but I'm not going to take the chance. But I do have one other option, a couple of different options. I'll show you what I plan to do. Let's go over here to the shed and I'll show you this one that I built for the carport. But it's not tall enough, or not the carport, off the side of the shed over here. Oh, now you're getting shade. This is the dog's summer spot. They'll get under that shed when it gets hot. Stay nice and cool under there. Chickens always have good shade. They lost some shade not long ago when the lightning hit that tree. That was last week, but they still got shade. So anyway, I built this and I had Libby's dog kennel under it. And it's held up. Built it pretty solid. Probably not the best building, but it's held up for 7, 8 years, 9 years now. So here's what I'm going to do for the tractor. I need something that's high. That isn't high enough. The carport isn't high enough. But right here is. Yes, I have these trees. These limbs aren't too, they're not very big. These trees I'm not worried about. So I'm going to come off of the side of this shed. This is plenty tall. That's, I think, 8 feet. It's almost 8.5 feet up there. So I can slope down probably to about here, to about 7.5 feet, Just enough pitch where the water will run off. I could probably even match what's on the roof there. And this would be a good little place to tuck the tractor in. Doesn't need to have any walls, just a roof over it. Just to keep the sap and whatever else comes off these trees or whatever the squirrels decide to throw at it. But right in here is a good spot. Obviously, I'm going to have to clear this stuff out. I might even utilize some of these poles. But I think I want to get some bigger beams. I want to make it very strong. I should be able to throw that up in a couple of days. And so I think we'll get on that here pretty soon, because we do have storm season coming up. I think I can make it maybe big enough to put the mower in there and the tractor. Well, I don't know. It's pretty long. But if I can just tuck that away, I haven't measured to see how long this thing is. I haven't. It's going to be it's going to be close. No, it's longer than that. So I don't know. I'll have to, the other option is put it back here, but it would have to be in between these trees. That is another option, to put it back here. This is actually a pretty good spot too, but I got to clear all this stuff out. But I could do something off the center of that, and I might even go with that. Now these trees, you know, one's leaning that way, that one's leaning that way. I could even cut this limb off if I needed to, but I think it's a good place. You can't always pick a spot that has no trees. Sometimes you have to build where there are trees. You just have to build it stronger. So that's what I'm going to do. I got to keep an eye where I'm walking now, because this is the time of year that the snakes will be coming out. I always see a lot of them early in the spring. And they're coming out. Mostly black snakes. I'm not worried about them. Yeah, that thing's got to be 10, 12 feet long. So maybe right off the back of the shed, but one of the two. Actually, I think the back of the shed would be the best place. Run it out from here, because then the tractor would be hidden away from the road. Nobody would see that I have a tractor. Try to come steal it or steal parts off of it. So this might be the option right back here. And I could make it a lot wider where I could get the mower in there. This stuff I can get rid of and get it out of here. But that'd be a really good place to store things. So I think we'll probably go with the back. Heck, we could even build a small one off the side as well for the mower or more things. So, and I do my projects according to the weather. If we have nice weather, well, that's when I'm going to be outside working, when the weather is nice. We do have rainy season coming up, so I need to get it done now before that hits. Man, that sun just keeps getting in my way there. Get it done now before the bad weather shows up. And I do want to get the tractor under some cover. I don't want to get him rained on, and the sun does more damage than rain ever would. So I don't want it under the sun, and we'll get some shade over it there. That is a good location. And another reason I don't really want to put a carport up here for any reason is because this is where I want to put the shop whenever that happens. Right in here, maybe right in here. I got out here yesterday and dug some more into this. I didn't realize that big pile was as big as it is. You can see how much of it I've already cleared. Man, there's still a big pile of it. I filled this hole in with a lot of this stuff. There really wasn't a lot of junk in it. And that leaves me this good dirt to go use to fill holes anywhere else. I think I'll dig a few more of these in here and fill it in with some of this crap. Not so much that. I'm digging a lot of that out and taking it and putting it in the garbage. But then that leaves me this kind of dirt to go fill holes that need to be filled on the property. Things like that. And then I've got these big logs to deal with. I haven't done anything today. I've just been lazy, sitting inside the house with Lily. There was something else I was going to do. Oh, let's go down here. Now I had, get out of here, wasp. Boy, it don't take long for them critters to start coming out, does it? Let's walk over here where I was talking about putting in a shooting range. Man, and I want to show you what I'm talking about. I brought the tractor over here yesterday after I dug that hole. And I wanted to see how it did just pushing in all this stuff. And without the cutting blade on that bucket, it really doesn't do a very good job of scraping the ground, but that's not so much the problem. Here's where I brought the tractor in. And you can just see right off the bat, I started hitting big rocks. That's the problem with this hillside. Big rocks everywhere. My tractor just can't deal with these. What I'd have to do is come in here with the backhoe, clear a lot of this out, then hit it with the bucket, clear some more. But the problem is the property line. At this point right here, it doesn't go back far enough. And I don't think it's a good location for it. The other problem is this. I haven't shot in quite a while because the dogs are terrified of it. And I don't want to torture my dogs. So I haven't been doing any shooting. I don't know if you can see, but there's a pink ribbon back there. That is the edge of the property line. This would be a good spot, but it's too much of an incline. So I may have to abandon that idea or rethink it for later. But it's not on the priority list at all. So that is something that's not going to happen anytime soon. But that's what we're going to do. I think in the next few days, I may go get some lumber tomorrow for this. I'll come out here in a little bit and get some measurements. Well, that's a good spot, just right in the center. These chickens always got good shade over here. You can see where the lightning hit that tree. There was a giant limb. They still got that one, but that limb is now in the fire pit. Come out here and chopped it up. But it's always a good shady area over here. I don't worry too much about cedar trees. It's the pine trees that I don't like. But that's going to be a good spot over there. And I think that's really my only option right now. Anywhere in the front of the property, no. I don't want it up there. I originally was going to put the carport, this one, up here. It's just too much of a slope. And I don't want a carport in front of the house. Just don't want it. Go check on that little one. I'll bet she's up in the shade. I haven't turned on the AC in the house yet. Where you at, you little one? She's in her favorite spot. Looks like we're growing a rooster flower. Are you in the garden? Nice and shady there. It doesn't feel hot at all out here today. No humidity. Feels real nice. What are you doing? All right, well, there's the update. So we're going to get to work on that probably tomorrow. If I do start tomorrow, I'll film it. It'll be on this channel. And yeah, it's just my truck, that Ford, barely fits in here. This is a 7-foot ceiling here. It would probably fit good here but I would have to take that roll bar down every single time. And what ends up happening is you forget. Sometimes you forget, and I would plow into the carport. I don't, if I'm going to clear this out, it's going to be for a vehicle, which I am. I'm going to relocate that weight machine, and that's going to be fun, moving once again. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I don't want it here because this is taking up a lot of room. And in the summertime, I leave my mower in here because it's just easier to deal with rather than getting it out of the shed every time. That has always been under cover. If I have left it outside in the weather, it's been covered up with a cover. So I just spent $80 on a new battery. It was convenient because Kubota had them right there. Probably could have got it cheaper somewhere else, but this one's got a go handle on it. You guys know about that. That's why you pay extra. Guess that's all I got on this update. Happy trails.